Now, I'm always an advocate of, don't pass up something today that you would love to have tomorrow. But I don't know, sometimes it just feels like the right thing to do. What's going on? It is a beautiful Friday afternoon, and it is time for a bow hunt. Now, I came out here with the intent of everything going smoothly today, but just so happens we had a hurricane come through yesterday afternoon, and it took out a hickory tree that's probably 2.5 feet in diameter, and a yellow poplar, which is about 2 foot in diameter, and it laid it right across my trail. So I gotta do a little bushwhacking to get back to the stand. But being that it has been raining and wet and windy for the last 2 days, I got bright blue skies, slight breeze, sunshine, and the deer should be up and at it this afternoon, and that's why I'm in the woods today. So let's get around this mess, well, at least figure out how to, and get to the tree stand. So in my investigation of how to get around this thing, I found something pretty cool. That is a hardy orange tree. Now, there you go, that fruit just came off, but this is the tree right here. And I looked down all around the ground, busted one of these suckers open. Sure enough, just a wild orange. Now, I did do a little research before I took a bite into it, but they originate in China. It's invasive here, but it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna take some oranges to the tree stand. They're sour, but they're pretty good. Just like that, we're back on the trail. Just when I think I'm getting somewhere. Well, after all that, I can finally start hunting. Time to hike. That was a little bit of a slow start, but we're out here, and I still got 3 hours of sunlight. Plenty of time for some deer to come party with me on a Friday night. At least that's the plan. We'll see. That's one way to get your daily dose of vitamin C. You know, out of all the trees to fall, those were probably the best two. The hickory, as many of you know, you can use for cooking. It's one of the best cooking woods, especially for smoking hams and sausages and stuff like that. And then the poplar is a great firewood, pretty neutral. I'm not going to use it to cook, but if you want campfire wood, poplar is a great option. And it makes some really pretty boards too. It's got some purple swirls and yellow hues all through it. It's pretty neat looking. So at least I got enough firewood for the next 2 years off of those 2 trees. But it's going to be a chore getting it out of here. What's going on? It is an overcast Saturday afternoon, and I am headed out to the tree stand, and today I am taking the crossbow. So before you get your panties in a wad, all you crossbow haters out there, let me say this. I will hunt with a compound bow over a recurve every chance that it's possible. Unfortunately for this stand, it is not possible. Now, I prefer to hunt this stand late season and definitely during the rut, because it's right along the creek line, which I'm typically hunting with a rifle. But the thing is, I physically cannot draw a compound bow in it, and you'll see why when we get there. But I've also had a nice 10 point that came this morning, just before sunrise, and then also last night right after sunset. So I'm hoping he's gonna slip up and come out a little bit early this afternoon. And I've also had a ton of does visiting that stand as well. So bottom line is, I am here to hunt, I'm here to kill deer, and when the opportunity presents itself, I'm not going to turn it down. So if that means taking a crossbow to go ahead and either kill a really nice mature doe or a nice 10 point, I'm going to take advantage of the situation, take the crossbow. So if you don't mind, I'm going to get my tree stand. So I know you're thinking that I'm just trying to show off my really nice chest hair, but it's not for you, it's for me. Whenever you walk into the stand, it doesn't matter if it's warm out or cold, dress down as much as possible. The reason being is it keeps you from sweating, and by bringing down your sweat, you are also bringing down your scent. So stay cool and look good in the process. Trees down all over the place. So this is the stand that I'm hunting, and obviously there's a rail that goes all the way around it, which does not, my limbs on my compound bow hit on it, so it doesn't allow me to draw. Secondly, I have this really nice cover all the way through here that breaks me up. So you might say, well, just stand up. Well, I don't want to stand up for two reasons. One, it means I got to get rid of that cover, which I really like during rifle season. And two, this stand is about 138 years old. I picked it up off the side of the road probably 6 or 7 years ago. Fixed some welds and replaced some nuts and some bolts, but it still creaks like none other. So standing up is just, I've been busted too many times hunting with a bow trying to stand up in this stand, so not gonna do it. I'm just educating deer. But I'm gonna get settled in here and keep my fingers crossed. So it's 6:30 in the afternoon right now, and it's just one of those days where everything in the woods is super active. I don't know if y'all ever get those, just get that feeling that something is about to happen. But today is one of those days, and the squirrels, the birds, they're all giving that away. So I got a good feeling, but we'll find out shortly. So tonight I did something that I have never done, and that is pass on the first healthy doe of bow season. And I did it for a couple different reasons. One, she had no idea I was there. She came in, she hung out for about 30-40 minutes. And look, if I had 1,000 arrows, I could have stuck her with every single one of them. But that's not the point. She was able to get in there, do her thing, and get out of there uneducated. She had no idea I was in there. But that only gives me an opportunity to monitor that 10 point just a little bit more. Now, I'm gonna do the same exact thing tomorrow afternoon. I have the opportunity to hunt tomorrow afternoon, so I figured I'd hold out a day and see what he does. So I'll check the camera tonight. I got a Tacticam cell camera out at that location, and then I'll also see what he's doing in the morning, and if he becomes regular, then great. If not, I'll come back out, and if he doesn't show up tomorrow afternoon, I'll take a doe if she shows up, and that gives me the rest of the work week for the woods to kind of die down, get back to normal. But yeah, I always have tomorrow afternoon. So I'll see you back here in the woods tomorrow, and I don't know, we'll see how it unfolds. Well, I told you that I was gonna hunt this the same way I did last night again today, but I did not expect it to go like it's gone so far. I don't know what's going on with the golf cart, but I think the motor just got a little hot going up a hill, and it is giving me some trouble. So I'm out here sweating like crazy. Found a little shady spot. I'm close enough. I'm gonna walk the next half mile in, but I need to stop sweating for a couple minutes, just get cooled down before I head in, because I am absolutely drenched, and that is not the best way to go to a deer stand. So I'm gonna hang out, get to walking, and hopefully things take a turn for the better this afternoon. It's been a little rough. So I normally bring about a quart of water in a Yeti thermos to the stand when I come sit, and I probably should have brought 2 quarts today, because I have already drank through all of it except for a sip that I'm saving for later. But I am thirsty right now. I sweated out every little bit of what I had in me on the way out. But if you ask anybody that is successful when it comes to doing something hard, they didn't get there by being a wuss. So I'm gonna tough this one out, sit here with a dry, thirsty mouth, try to stop sweating. But it's about, gosh, feels like it's about 95 degrees. This Georgia bow season's tough, guys, but it can be productive, and hopefully tonight is that productive night. So that nice 10 that I'm hunting tonight, he came in probably about an hour after I got out of here. He showed up right around 9 o'clock, and to be honest with you, I think I might have jumped him on the walkout yesterday, probably about 200 yards from the stand. Now he was coming from that direction, and over that way is all of the bedding area. So I have a feeling during the day he's sitting up here high on this ridge, and he works his way down through this gully and comes through here. Now the tree that I'm sitting on right behind me, this is a giant white oak. Right there is a white oak. Right there is a white oak. Right there is a white oak. White oak. White oak. I mean, I am absolutely surrounded by food, and although the acorns haven't really started dropping heavily yet, that doesn't really happen until I'd say the 2nd week of October. There's still some on the ground, so close to their dining hall, and I'm close to their bedding area, and hopefully he gets a little tired and hungry today. Well, I waited as long as possible, and I don't know how well the camera picked up the shot, but yeah, I could clearly see her. She was right at 20 yards, and I put a good thwack on her. So she sounded pretty chaotic running off the other way, so I'm going to give it, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes hang out in the stand here, and don't walk her down. So like I said, I don't think I should have any trouble with this one. But that right there is the first arrow flung at a deer this year. So looks like we're going to have some venison to bring home. Not a bad day. Right here's first blood, and it's right about where she was standing when I hit her. So let me find my bolt, and we'll take it from there. Well, I can't find my bolt. It's not on the ground here, so chances are it's still in her. But I got a lot of good blood. Here, check this out. Right there is probably, I don't know, 5 yards from where I shot her. So she's bleeding heavy, she's bleeding quick. I know which direction she ran. So I'm gonna start walking this while that blood splatter still got a good sheen on the leaves. So we should find her in no time by the looks of it. Show y'all something. This right here is bubbles in the blood on the leaves. So when you got pink, you know, bright pink bubbly blood like that, typically indicates a long shot, and she's bleeding pretty heavily. I'm probably about 60 yards into this track, and it's just steady straight, so still looking good. And there you have it, 75 yards away. That would be the first harvest of the year. Healthy doe. Typical Georgia doe. 120 pounds. Long shot, if not a heart shot. Yeah. That is why I hunt. It's not about just sitting in a tree stand or getting away from people and getting your silence. I mean, yeah, that's, you know, some of it, but this right here just makes me hungry looking at it. They're awesome animals. They are they're fun to watch, they're fun to harvest, and ultimately they taste really, really good. So she is going to be dinner, multiple dinners for me and my family. So thank Jesus for this deer, but it's time to get to work, and yeah, it's a good feeling. So sometimes walking out here with your head down and following a blood trail can get a little disorienting, even if you do know your land really well. So I suggest getting something like Onyx. So honestly, I have no affiliation with them. I don't care what app you use, but get yourself a hunting app. There's tons of tools out there that you can use, and this just kind of pinpoints where you're at. I see where my trails are, and I know which best way to get her out. So I'm gonna walk back to the golf cart and bring it down here, haul this girl out of the woods. So you remember that log that I stepped over yesterday? Well, that's keeping me from getting about 300-400 yards away from that doe, and I don't really feel like dragging her that far. So came back to the house. I'm gonna jump on the 4-wheeler, took the 10-minute ride here, 10-minute ride back, and I'll get her out without absolutely killing myself on a Sunday night and waking up defeated on a Monday morning. So see you out there. Well, just in case you're wondering, it is now 45 minutes after the initial shot. But it comes down to this. It is time to do the dirty work that YouTube does not like. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for hanging out with me during this first successful weekend of deer season. And I have many more weekends like this to come. So the jitters are out, the doe is down, the meat is in the freezer. It's time to start chasing some bucks. So stay tuned, because there are more hunts coming down the pipeline. See ya.